Welcome back to the Shigeaki Podcast, the place where modern science meets timeless longevity. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, and with me as always is the brilliant Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. Today's topic is deeply personal. We're talking about Alzheimer's disease, a silent thief that slowly steals our memories, our clarity, and often our independence. But here's the thing. Alzheimer's doesn't just happen overnight. It builds over decades, fueled by chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, poor sleep blood sugar, imbalances, and yes, poor nutrition. And while there's no magic cure, science is uncovering powerful tools to protect our brain naturally. What if I told you the foods you eat specifically, certain fruits could act as daily medicine for your brain, that they could reduce inflammation, protect neurons, and even prevent the buildup of harmful plaques? That's what we're diving into today.
And from my perspective as someone who has observed patients over many decades, I like to think of the brain as a garden. It needs to be nurtured, watered, and protected from the weeds of oxidation and stress. When neglected, it withers. But when cared for, it thrives even at 80 or 90. In today's episode, we'll explore 4 specific fruits that have been studied for their remarkable ability to protect the brain. These fruits are rich in polyphenols, antioxidants, and natural compounds that support memory, clarity, and emotional balance. No pills, no side effects, just simple, delicious choices.
That's right. If you or a loved one over 60 has been forgetting names, repeating stories, or struggling with focus, this episode could change everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with anyone over 60 who's experiencing memory loss, brain fog, or poor sleep. Your brain deserves better, and it starts with your next bite.
When people hear the word Alzheimer's, they often think about memory loss or confusion that seems to appear out of nowhere. But the truth is the damage starts long before the symptoms ever show up. It begins quietly with small changes inside the brain that most people don't even notice.
Exactly. Alzheimer's doesn't strike overnight. It's the result of chronic low-grade inflammation in the brain, oxidative stress damaging neurons, and a gradual breakdown in how brain cells communicate. Think of it like a city where the power lines are slowly corroding. The lights flicker, then they go out, not all at once, but piece by piece. But here's the good news. This isn't just about waiting for the worst to happen. The goal, especially after age 60, is to interrupt that process, to nourish the brain with natural compounds that reduce inflammation, neutralize free radicals, and most importantly, help neurons reconnect. It's like gently waking up a part of the brain that's been asleep.
And food plays a much bigger role than most people realize. Especially certain fruits rich in antioxidants, polyphenols, and brain-friendly plant nutrients. These aren't just snacks, they're tools to repair, protect, and even rejuvenate your brain's natural connections. That's what we're going to dive into next. 4 everyday fruits with powerful effects on memory and brain health.
Let's kick things off with one of the most powerful brain-protecting fruits out there, blueberries. If there's a fruit that truly deserves the title brain superfood, this is it. Researchers have studied blueberries more than almost any other fruit when it comes to cognitive health, especially in older adults. It's not just because they taste great. Blueberries are packed with compounds that go way beyond basic nutrition. We're talking about anthocyanins, the dark blue-purple pigments that give blueberries their deep color. These anthocyanins are some of the most powerful antioxidants for the brain.
Exactly. One of the biggest threats to brain health as we age is oxidative stress. Basically, free radicals build up and start damaging brain cells silently over time. Anthocyanins in blueberries help neutralize these free radicals. That's what we call neuroprotective, protecting the neurons from getting inflamed or dying off early. And there's another fascinating benefit. Blueberries have been shown to activate a part of the brain called the hippocampus. That's the memory center, the place where your brain stores names, faces, appointments, even where you left your glasses.
Studies using brain scans show that older adults who eat blueberries regularly have higher activity in this region. It's like turning the lights back on in a room that was starting to dim. Plus, They also help improve how quickly we learn and recall information. That's something that often slows down with age, not because we're less intelligent, but because the communication between neurons gets sluggish. Blueberries contain flavonoids that improve neurotransmission, like upgrading the brain's Wi-Fi signal. So, how do you use blueberries the right way?
First, keep it simple. Half a cup of fresh blueberries in the morning is ideal. Combine them with something like plain Greek yogurt. You'll get healthy fat and protein that slow down the sugar release from the fruit and keep your blood sugar steady. And here's the warning, Skip: the blueberry muffins, the syrups, the jams. Most of those are loaded with refined sugar, which actually fuels inflammation, the exact thing we're trying to avoid. Don't let the word blueberry fool you. It's not the same once it's drowned in sugar and preservatives. One more tip is frozen blueberries are a great option too. They're often flash frozen right after picking, so they retain most of their antioxidants. Just thaw a few at night, and you've got a brain-boosting topping ready to go in the morning.
So to sum it up, blueberries are one of the simplest, safest, and most scientifically backed tools to support your brain, especially after 60, when memory starts to feel a little foggy, or focus isn't what it used to be. This small fruit can make a big difference. Coming up next, another red fruit that doesn't just protect your memory, it actually helps clean the brain. Don't go anywhere.
Let's move on to a fruit that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now: purple grapes. Sweet, juicy, familiar. But what most people don't realize is that these little fruits are also incredible for your brain. They don't just taste good. They work hard behind the scenes to protect memory and slow cognitive decline.
Exactly. Purple grapes may look like just another snack, but inside that dark skin is one of the most powerful brain protective compounds we know, of resveratrol. This natural polyphenol has been studied for its anti-aging properties, but what's especially exciting is how it impacts Alzheimer's. It helps prevent the buildup of amyloid beta plaques, which are the sticky, damaging proteins that interrupt communication between brain cells. Over time, that buildup is what erodes memory and focus in people with Alzheimer's. It's almost like grapes are sending in a microscopic cleanup crew to sweep the brain. And the darker the grape, the better. Those with deep purple or black skins tend to have the highest resveratrol content. But that's not all. Grapes are also rich in quercetin, which supports blood flow to the brain and helps reduce inflammation in the brain's delicate tissues.
And let's talk about vitamin K. It's not as well known as D or B12 when it comes to brain health, but it plays a vital role in maintaining neuron structure and supporting the electrical signaling system in the brain. Low vitamin K has been linked to cognitive decline, especially in seniors. So a small handful of grapes can actually feed your brain on multiple levels.
One of the most fascinating things about grapes is their impact on our longevity genes, specifically the sirtuin family. These genes regulate cellular health, reduce oxidative damage, and help maintain mitochondrial function in neurons. Resveratrol found in the skin of purple grapes helps activate these genes. It's like giving your brain a tune-up at the genetic level. And here's something people don't usually expect. Purple grapes may actually help improve sleep. They contain small natural amounts of melatonin and help the brain prepare for nighttime restoration. After 60, sleep becomes even more important because that's when the brain flushes out, toxins, consolidates memories, and repairs itself. If you're not sleeping deeply, your brain isn't cleaning house, and over time, that adds up. So adding a few grapes in the afternoon or early evening could give your brain a gentle nudge in the right direction, improving sleep, reducing brain inflammation, and protecting memory at the same time.
The key, though, is how you eat them. Always go for the whole grape skin and all. That's where the resveratrol lives. Around 6 to 8 grapes is a good daily amount. And pair them with something like walnuts if you want to slow sugar absorption and get a bonus dose of plant-based omega-3s. That combo, grapes and walnuts, is incredibly supportive for both brain and heart health. Just stay away from the processed versions. Grape juice wine raisins, they've either lost most of the nutrients or they come with a sugar load that cancels out the benefits. You want real, fresh purple grapes, no added sugar, no processing.
So, When you think of purple grapes from now on, don't just think of a sweet treat. Think of them as tiny brain protectors. They reduce plaque, activate healing genes, support restful sleep, and keep your memory sharper longer. All in one handful. And the best part, no need for a prescription. Just the produce aisle. Coming up next, we're going tropical. A soft golden fruit with brain-boosting powers you probably didn't expect.
Yes, this is a fruit that's both ancient and modern, the pomegranate. Beautiful, bold, and bursting with tiny ruby seeds, this fruit has been used in traditional medicine for centuries. But now we have the science to explain why it's especially powerful for your brain, especially after 60. I often think of the pomegranate as a brain purifier. It's not just rich in color, that deep crimson hue actually reflects its content of polyphenols, anthocyanins, and ellagic acid. These compounds don't just float around your system. They actively help the brain clean itself, getting rid of metabolic waste and misfolded proteins that build up with age.
Exactly. One of the key compounds in pomegranate, ellagic acid, plays a unique role in memory protection. As we age, our brains start accumulating abnormal proteins like amyloid beta. These clump together and disrupt cell communication. But ellagic acid helps trigger your brain's own housekeeping system, known as autophagy, to flush those harmful buildups out before they do too much damage. And it doesn't stop there. Pomegranate juice has been shown in studies to improve blood flow to the brain. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, and better removal of toxins. This increase in circulation has been linked to sharper thinking, faster reaction times, and even better memory, recall, all crucial after 60.
Let's not forget the emotional side. Brain health isn't just about memory. It's also about mood, focus, and resilience. Pomegranate has compounds that help boost levels of dopamine and serotonin, the neurotransmitters that regulate your sense of motivation, emotional balance, and even how well you handle stress. And for seniors especially, that matters a lot. As we get older, stress doesn't always come from dramatic events. It can come from small daily frustrations, forgetting a name, misplacing your keys, or losing your train of thought. That kind of stress builds up. But pomegranate can help support a calmer, more focused mind.
So, how should we eat it? The best way is the most natural. Half a pomegranate a day is plenty. You get all those precious compounds in their whole form, including fiber, which helps balance out the natural sugars. But if that's too messy, a small glass of unsweetened pure pomegranate juice is a good second option. Just make sure it's not mixed with added sugars or other juices. And timing matters too. I recommend having it in the afternoon, maybe after lunch or as an afternoon pick-me-up. It refreshes the mind, lifts the mood, and helps you stay focused during that midday energy dip. But avoid drinking it on an empty stomach, especially if you have a sensitive digestive system. Pomegranate can be a bit acidic, and we don't want any upset stomachs. One more tip: if you're someone who struggles with high blood pressure, pomegranate is a win-win. It helps support healthy blood pressure, which is directly connected to brain health. Poor circulation and high pressure can accelerate cognitive decline, so keeping those vessels elastic and open is key.
So let's review. Pomegranate helps your brain flush out toxins, boosts circulation, stabilizes mood, and supports long-term memory, all without any pills or fancy treatments. Just nature doing its job. Coming up next, a golden fruit, often forgotten, but it could be your brain's best bedtime friend. Stay with us.
All right, let's wrap up today's brain-boosting fruit list with one of the most underrated figs. Yes, figs. They're not just something you find in fancy charcuterie boards or holiday desserts. They're actually a powerhouse of nutrients for the aging brain, especially when eaten regularly and intentionally. In fact, figs are fascinating. In traditional medicine, they've been used for centuries to aid digestion. But now, we know they're also incredible for the gut-brain connection. And after 60, that connection becomes more important than ever. What happens in your gut, especially your microbiome, influences your brain's clarity, mood, and even memory.
Exactly. And figs are full of prebiotics, those special fibers that feed the good bacteria in your gut. When your gut bacteria are happy, they help produce neurotransmitters like serotonin. That's your feel-good chemical, and you'd be surprised how much of it is actually made in the gut, not the brain. And serotonin isn't just about mood. It also influences how well you focus, how fast you process information, and even how emotionally resilient you feel. That's why figs can be so powerful. They help regulate the entire gut-mood-memory triangle in a very gentle and natural way.
Plus, figs offer another hidden brain benefit: blood sugar stability. Unlike many sweet fruits, the natural sugars in figs are balanced with soluble fiber. That means you get a slow, steady release of glucose, the brain's primary fuel, without the energy crash or brain fog you might get from a sugary snack. So instead of relying on caffeine or energy bars in the afternoon, imagine eating 1 or 2 soft-soaked figs. They give your brain just enough glucose to stay sharp without overstimulation. That's especially helpful for seniors who are managing conditions like prediabetes or metabolic syndrome, which are both risk factors for cognitive decline. Another bonus is figs help protect the blood vessels that feed your brain. The fiber in figs lowers LDL cholesterol and supports vascular health. That's critical because reduced blood flow is one of the earliest warning signs of dementia, and also one of the easiest to reverse with diet.
Let's talk about how to enjoy figs in a brain-smart way. The easiest method is using dried figs, but not the sugar-coated kind you find in candy aisles. Look for unsweetened, organic dried figs. Soak 1 or 2 in warm water for about 15 minutes before eating. This softens the texture and makes them easier to digest. And here's a trick I love: sprinkle a little cinnamon on top. It adds flavor, supports blood sugar control, and makes it feel like dessert. You can even pair it with a small glass of unsweetened almond milk or oat milk. It's soothing, comforting, and kind to your nervous system, the perfect bedtime snack. Timing matters too. Evening is the best time to eat figs for brain support. Not only does it help you wind down without triggering a glucose spike, but the gut bacteria also respond well to prebiotics before sleep, which is when they do most of their work restoring your internal systems.
So, to recap, figs support serotonin, regulate glucose, improve digestion, protect your blood vessels, and feed your microbiome. That's 5 benefits from one little fruit. And the best part, no side effects, no pills. Just food doing what it was meant to do: nourish and heal. 1 fig at night, 1 clear head in the morning. That's a trade-off worth making. Up next, we'll give you our final thoughts and a simple strategy to include all 4 fruits into your week with ease.
You know, one of the biggest misconceptions people have about memory loss is that it's gone forever, like a door that suddenly closes. But the truth is, memory doesn't just vanish. It slips into a kind of sleep. And with the right support, we can gently wake it back up.
Stay with us. Yes, exactly. I often tell my patients your brain is still there, it's still working, it just needs nourishment, and most importantly, consistency. We can't expect 1 meal, 1 supplement, or 1 fruit to change everything. What matters is the rhythm, what you do daily, not occasionally.
Let's think of your brain like a garden. If it's been neglected for years, 1 day of sunshine won't fix it. But if you water it a little every day, feed the soil and give it care slowly, it starts to bloom again. The same goes for your memory. And when it comes to brain-boosting fruits, like blueberries, grapes, pomegranates, figs, they're not magic bullets. But they are powerful allies when used with intention. A handful each day, paired with quality sleep, gentle movement, and mental engagement, can help reverse years of decline. That's why the key word is consistency. The fruits we mentioned today work best when they're part of a habit, a routine your body can trust. When your brain knows it will receive antioxidants and nutrients every night, it starts to respond. The fog clears a little. Focus improves. You might even feel more emotionally balanced.
And don't forget, small steps lead to big change. You don't need to overhaul your diet overnight. Start with 1 fruit one evening, 1 habit. Do it for a week, then build from there. And that's what makes healing possible after 60. Not extreme diets or expensive pills, just simple repeated nourishment every day. Keep it up, and you'll be amazed what your memory is still capable of.
To wrap up, food isn't just calories, it's information. It tells your body what to do, how to heal, and how to age. And the right fruits, they carry a message straight to your brain. Stay sharp, stay strong. Don't give up just because you're getting older.
Yes, people often think they need expensive pills or high-tech treatments to protect their memory. But what if I told you the answer might already be in your kitchen? You just need the wisdom to choose better. 1 handful of blueberries, 1 small glass of pomegranate juice, 1 fig soaked overnight. These small choices add up over time. The best part is, this isn't about restriction or fear, it's about enjoyment. These fruits are delicious, vibrant, and easy to include in your daily routine. You're not giving up anything. You're gaining clarity, energy, and a sharper mind with every bite.
So let today be the day you stop saying, it's just aging. Start saying, my brain deserves better. Feed it well, rest it deeply, and treat it with care just like you would a child or a friend. What fruit do you eat every day? Is it helping your brain, or could you upgrade it? Comment below and share your go-to memory-friendly snack. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who wants to stay sharp after 60. And join us next week